here, and we're gonna be doing a bit of shiny hunting because shiny rates in this game are terrible. So we're gonna see how terrible they will be after this fight. Huh?
Wait, what are the odds again?
1 in 30,000.
Like... Okay. And the worst part is, like, you know, since we're freshly new, including with some of friends of ours that are also playing this, all that, it's like, you know, it's like it's rough. But hey, you know, we believe we can get the odds.
I absolutely believe that I can get the odds. So one that we're gonna start off with is, of course, like you guys don't know this about me, but we're gonna be going for Ghastly because Ghastly was the first Pokemon that I looked at and I was like, that's a cool Pokemon. I really like that one. So we're gonna go about trying to get a shiny Ghastly first. Also, hey there, how's it going? You've been waiting since I posted this stream? Have you been sitting in the waiting timer until the stream started?
Wait, someone is?
Yeah? Because like
you know,
YouTube has YouTube has a thing where, you know, you can choose when a stream is going to start. You can set like a timer for people to know, hey, the stream is starting around this time. And I set that for 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Apparently, we've had someone waiting in that since I posted the stream. That's crazy. That is crazy.
You know, he's just been like waiting and all that, and just like, you know, like haven't slept.
I wasn't expecting anyone to join. I was just like, you know what? Because like I've been shiny hunting since like past 2 days, Zane, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
past 2 days I've been shiny hunting for shiny Ghastly. Haven't found a single one yet. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see if streamer luck will come in and save the day.
Oh yeah. You know, speaking about Ghastly, to be honest, like I could be wrong, but like didn't like I remember like in the anime and all that, like Ash had his little Ghastly, went from a hunter, and then he just kind of like, didn't he just abandon his hunter, or did he get the Gengar and abandon it?
Because I've never watched Pokemon. I've only ever really played it.
Yeah, it's because you don't. You don't see anything. You play it.
Okay, let me actually correct that. I've started watching Pokemon since Pokemon is now done and over with. I'm starting to watch it. Anyway, yeah, you're absolutely insane for waiting for a stream to start, because I don't think that's ever happened before for me. But
like,
oh yeah, also I'm true to my word when I say I catch everything in a Pokeball, because there was in an Alpha Kangaskhan at Rock Tunnel. I spent about 100 Pokeballs and countless attempts trying to catch this Kangaskhan. I did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
You know, he could take the time to get like a timer ball and get a good chance to actually like catch it and all that. But you know, he's very stubborn. Which, hey, bright side is, you know, you have to have the iconic regular Pokeball if you want to feel cool.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, another thing I could have done is I could have thrown my Master Ball at it, because God knows I'm never going to use that thing.
Look, you know, you could use that for something better, you know, man, like a little, like a shiny Magikarp, you know.
You know what? Use your Master Ball on a weekly. Like, or the Pokemon who can harden.
Metapod or Kakuna? My bad, Pikachu?
The ones that look like a fucking green booger.
Yeah, that's Metapod. Metapod, use Harden!
Regs. I don't know. Hey, Regs. I told this to, like, in Tuskegee and all that, but, like, you want to know something weird when it comes to, like, shiny hunting, when it comes to certain Pokemon?
And that is?
Okay, so think about it like this, Regs. So there's a Pokemon called, like, a Manaphy, right? And the thing is, you have to play a different game, right, to get it. And for you to get it, you can only get this Pokemon from a clean cartridge. Meaning, like, once you play the game for the first time, and once you get that egg, you transfer it to your actual game, right? And and the thing is, like, once you get it for the first time, you have to get a new game, and you have to buy another one, right? So
there's like some sort of switch or trigger that gets flagged saying, "Hey, this cartridge has been completed."
Yeah, and once you put it to the actual game, you hatch it. And the thing is, the problem is, it's like if you hatch it and all that, and you don't, and you save, like you have to get a new one. Or if you didn't save, you can get you could probably see you're supposed to restart the game, right, and have two Nintendo DSs. I forgot to mention this. Two Nintendo DSs that you need to have, and you need to have one of the eggs to be in there, and you have to restart the game because you can't just like load the save and then just hatch the egg again. It's like you have to restart a new game because apparently something about like e-doors or something like that. So you have to restart the game again. You have to give it to the transfer it to a different Nintendo DS, and it's like you just have to be lucky. Or if you want to, you can cough up more cash to get different copies that are clean, that haven't been touched and before and all that, and hope to God that you get a shiny and all that. But not many clean copies.
How many more cartridges do you think? How many fresh cartridges do you think are out there? And if there's such a little amount, how much do you think they go for?
I don't know, but I remember some YouTuber was talking about all this when I learned this. It's like there's only a few amount that are clean, so like good luck on, I don't know how much it is, but it's gonna cost you a lot, man.
Here's the thing though, you could get scammed so hard because like eBay or something. So I'm pretty sure they have like a time limit on like, how or like how long it is until you can request a refund or something like that. If you don't beat the game in that time limit and you beat it and turns out the cartridge isn't fresh, you're screwed. If it says like, yeah, it's a fresh cartridge, but you go and you beat it and it's like over the time limit of how long you can refund, it's like
how if you go to the main menu and it tells you like a little thing that you can transfer it, if you see that, it's like, yeah, you just got ripped off.
Dang, really? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize. I thought it was like a whole thing of like you can't tell until you beat the game.
That would be rough, man.
That would be. Oh my god. Because you could get scammed so hard.
I mean, all you have to do is just get the box and then just put it in there. And, you could say like, oh, you could see the wear and tear, but like, there's some people who keep their boxes like intact in some like, and all that. And some people, just not a lot, but some. And it's just like, you could just easily just place it. Or if you want to be a dick as well, you could probably get you could probably get an image in Google to see when you freshly new copy, and the moment that you have it in your hands, it's just wear and tear.
Nah, you know what? Actually, I'm just imagining, like, it comes in, like, the case. The case looks perfectly fine. You open the case, and, like, the sticker's falling off, and you can see, like, some of the paper and adhesive residue that's left on there.
To make it fun. No, to make it funnier, it's like if the guy tried his best to like crayon drawing the
and the game. You draw on it with crayon? I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe he'd buy it.
I bought it from Best Buy.
I know there's probably people who don't do this, and it just would be funny if it was.
Nah, that's, you know what? That's the Kroger brand cartridges right there.
God.
The Kroger, like, they couldn't afford the copyright fees, so they just drew over the main cartridge with crayon.
I did hear like there's actual people who do sell fake cartridges or like make.
Oh yeah, there are.
Like I heard it's mainly from like what Game Boys and Nintendo DSs. I could be wrong, but like I heard about it. I don't know much about the info, but I heard like YouTubers talk about it. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, real tomfoolery hour. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh.
What's up?
Just reading chat. Gosh, dude.
But you know one thing that I'm talking about more about Pokemon, right? Like, yeah. I saw this before when, like, what we said before, like, with Sableye. You have a Pokemon that looks cool, right, in design, but like his stats are like not really good at all, because it's like it's like the typical Pokemon where they try to balance all the stats out, but like I know there might be some people who do choose it, and it's probably like something unique to it. And I don't know, to be honest. I don't know like what type of gimmicks that people do with Sableye, but like there could have been so much to that little Pokemon. There could have been an evolution to it. I mean, thankfully we have like a Mega Evolution, which it did work and everything else. But sadly as it is, like Mega Evolution's kind of like like got removed, which I was sad, to be honest, because it made Pokemon who weren't as good.
Yeah.
I mean, some may have been a little bit broken, but I mean, they at least had the spotlight of being special. Like I think it was like what, Kangaskhan? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm mainly surprised with Sableye, how slow it is, despite how like little of a guy he is.
He's just a little guy.
He's a small guy. I don't even think he weighs that much either, but his speed is like so low. It's like a 60 or something, right?
Yeah, you kind of expect it. Like, I mean, there was like what, another Pokemon that they recently released. Like, I think it was like in Sword and Shield. I think. What was it called? Tinkaton, I think it was called. It was like this Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like this, it was a small Pokemon. It's fast and all that by the stats, but like, you think that the hammer would weigh it down, but
no.
Yet you look at Sableye and it's like he's not holding anything.
He's not. He's just a little guy. But his speed value is 50. It's not even 60. The only Pokemon that's good, no Evilmon.
I know there's probably some people who. I know some people will point out like you could use Trick Room and everything else, and that could be a good thing as well. But like in the same time, it's like I really wish they could have done something for him. Like where like I said, I don't know if people do gimmicks with him or there's some like type of like thing that they do with teams, which I don't know. I still learn new things when people do different types of teams, and I find it interesting. That's the best part about Pokemon, where when it comes to PvP or PvE, regardless which one you like, there's always something interesting on like when it comes to team building. And so there will be always those people that do meta building and all that, but like you always find those types of people where it's just like they see a new Pokemon and they see a team and there's like it's like the same mindset of like they don't know how to react because they dealt with meta, but they never seen something like this before. I mean, one example is like cough cough. When people get surprised of a Rattata Endeavor and Quick Attack or a Smeargle Endeavor. Any like first priority moves like Ice Shard or Quick Attack or something like that. And it always catches people off guard.
It does. It absolutely does. Aaron Endeavor. But this basically has kind of been what's been going on for like my past 2 days is just, us talking about stuff Pokemon related since we're doing a Pokemon game. And, just me going, healing, going back to Pokemon Tower, and, rinse and repeat,
Yeah. I mean, eventually you're gonna get it, man.
That's what I told myself is like, statistically speaking, eventually I'll be able to encounter it. And since I have a proper Smeargle with, I have Soak, False Swipe, and Psycho Cut. Those are good. Especially good for trying to catch Ghastly.
You've been really thinking about this, because, like...
I was. Yeah, yesterday I did take like an hour or two. I forewent shiny hunting Ghastly, and I was like, you know what? I thought about it, and I'm like, what are the chances of me catching a full level or a full health Ghastly, possibly at level 17 in a normal Pokeball? And then I thought about it for a while, and I was like, I need to do a bit of preparation. So I went on, I saw Smeargle could learn literally any move as long as it had Sketch. And I was like, okay. So first thing I did was I searched for a Smeargle on the Pokemart that had Soak, because I don't know how to get Soak. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just find a person who has a Smeargle that's selling a Smeargle that has Soak. Came across this level 51 Smeargle that only had Soak. I was like, okay, this may take a while. I was like, I sat there and I was like, okay, so I'll level this Smeargle up to level 61, and then I'll teach it False Swipe, and then I'll be good. And then it occurred to me, a few attempts ago, that I was trying to shiny hunt Ghastly, I messed up and accidentally attacked, and then 2 of the Ghastlies used Mean Look, and I was like, but I don't have a move for killing Ghastlies, so that, it's just me and that one other Ghastly in a horde battle. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do in that scenario. So then I thought to myself, well, if I get to level 71... I could get another Sketch, and then I could teach it something like Psycho Cut. I was like, yeah, sure. You know what? Let's just go with that idea. So I thought I had put so much thought into this because I was like, I need to catch the shiny Ghastly.
The worst part is, if you just stumble upon it, you're probably gonna struggle yourself to death.
Probably. It would.
Because the worst part is, like, they lock you in with Mean Look.
And if you get locked in with Mean Look and you don't have a move that can kill their Pokemon, well, there goes your Smeargle. But I'm
just waiting for one of those Ghastlies to learn Destiny Bond. I know it's impossible this early, but it'd be really funny if they just took me out.
The shiny variation knows it just to screw you over. Oh my gosh. You misclick Ghastly's Destiny Bond, and you just kill all 3 Ghastlys, and then your Pokemon dies. You lose the shiny, and you lost your Pokemon.
There's probably people out there that sadly may have done it by accident.
Tell Mama I'm not his pup.
Bro.
But you know what? This has kind of been what I've been up to for the past couple days.
You know, speaking about like, because with ghost types a little bit, like with your favorite being like Ghastly, I will say that like for me personally, I love the Duskull evolution line. To be honest, like
Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusknoir.
I know a lot of people talked about when it came to Dusknoir when it got introduced. I think it was like people were kind of upset with like the stats on like evolving it because people always are split between like choosing Duskull. No, yeah, I think it was Duskull.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name. The middle evolution, but like
Dusclops.
People. Yeah, Dusclops. Thank you. People were always split between like Dusclops and Dusknoir because like you could give Evilite to Dusclops and all that, and you could just boost its special defense and defense, which is if you haven't looked at it, it's pretty good. But like I think when it evolves, like I think people were complaining about like either it was the speed or less of the speed or it was the defense, something like that. And to me, it's like I still love using Dusknoir. Is it competitively? No, not as good. But hey, do I still love the character? Love the Pokemon? Of course.
No.
I will somehow make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though I probably might add like I don't know the Destiny Bond because I'm just saying kind of mixing in Destiny Bond and having their Pokemon die because of killing it. Hey, funny little gimmick.
Did someone come to Kanto just to ask where to get Rock Smash and Johto?
How do you get Rock Smash?
In Johto. I think someone came to Kanto to ask where to get Rock Smash and Johto.
I know, pal. The same way that you come.
Bro.
Back the way you came.
Okay, that's decent. I just need to fix the bed. Because there's still like a 50-50 if it's going to be at me or at her. Watching the Truman Show.
Oh yeah, you're doing that. You're having your neighbor come over.
Either go to them or they're coming over here. Just need to change my pillow because.
Little do you know, you're going to someone else's place.
She do give me the lesbian vibes.
Who was it yesterday that was saying like, "Thanks, this person"? I can't remember the name.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, Laura. There was someone in there. No, not someone. There were a lot of people yesterday, just out of nowhere. This was in the Spanish channel, but I know like gracias means like thanks, and it was just like people like putting like alphas or normal Pokemon, and like one was like a like the flaming motorcycle tires or something like that. And they were just saying things like, "Thanks, Laura." And I'm like, "What? Who's Laura? Why are we saying thanks, Laura?" To like, and it wasn't just like one or two people. It was like an entire like couple chat boxes worth. And I'm just like, "Who's Laura?
Thanks,
What's
Laura.
happening?"
Laura
Either
Croft.
it's like, I mean that's it would be like we were trying to figure out like if it was like some type of like word that like a lot of people do, like like each letter could mean something.
Yeah,
but like or it might be like a username, which was weird because there was nobody that was like previously that led up to this, so it's like it completely happened at random. So I mean, maybe there's something that we don't know, but
maybe there's just like a joke that we don't know about.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was weird though. So many people yesterday were like, "Thanks, Laura," and me and Zane were like, "Who's Laura?" We both did like searching, nothing came up.
You know, it'd be really funny, Rex, that like the girl that comes over and all that, and you know, like you were talking about, you know, she gives like the lesbian vibes. Like she only like, you know, recently talked to you because she thought, you know, you were gay, and it's like, oh, you know, like a gay friend, you know.
Oh, someone just came in with a shiny ghastly. Someone just walked into the Pokemon Tower with a shiny ghastly.
Damn.
My pride.
You know, I really see this Pokemon as much. But do you remember Banette? The other ghost Pokemon.
There were a lot of people when I was training up Smeargle. There were a lot of people taking bayonets to Island 1 to fight like Meowths or Ponytas.
You have trained with Smeagol?
Yeah, I was training with Smeargle because, you know, my Smeargle it needed to be leveled and EV trained.
Does he still have the ring?
Smeargle doesn't have a ring.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
I haven't either. I mean, I feel like that's a reference. I don't know.
I feel like it is like I don't get it
scene.
either.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, you know, I mean, most likely from a scene that sadly that none of us know. Besides, you know, Tetris. I know Invader. I know she watches the Lord of the Rings and all that, and is a fanatic.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I fucking love Lord of the Rings, but my memory is so fucking bad. So basically, like forget everything like I know, like a goldfish.
Well, I mean, I haven't really got around to watching and all that. I know like a lot of people talked about it and they loved it and all that, but I'm not very sure. Eventually, like, it's like I think it's like also like I could be wrong, but I think the movie's like maybe more than 3 hours long, if I'm wrong. Because I know it's
I
a
believe
long
there
movie.
are 2 hours and something like that. If you're gonna watch like the full fucking movies, like all of them in one sitting, I believe is like 8 hours or something. It's
Oh
it's
my
basically the
gosh.
same fucking Star Wars, you know.
That's crazy.
You know, one thing that like surprised me with this game a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That there's like you know, like the PokeMMO contest that from like I think it was like what Owen and Sinnoh that had those and all that. I'm surprised they added that to this game. I know like there's one Pokemon that I know that uses the little pageant things or the contest and all that from I think it was like what Milotech and all that.
Oh,
But like
yeah, from I can't remember the name of
From
the
Holland.
stupid thing. Pokemon. I don't remember the name of the pre-evolution.
yeah, Feebas I think it was called.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm mostly just surprised
but-
that you can remember over 1,000 Pokemon names.
I mean, when you get used to PvP or just like playing different games, it just kind of
Yeah, eventually
kinda
it'll just stick.
yeah. It's like the same thing with you, Rags, with like Dark Souls, you know, or like Dark Souls like lore. It's like once you see it, you know more about it, and then it just sticks in your mind. I mean, if you told me what are the stats of these Pokemon, I'm gonna be like, but you know, I may know a lot of them, I may know the typing, but you know, I may not be that smart.
Yeah, it's like you know, this
Well, not
it's kind of
smart,
like me.
you know.
I don't know really too much about Pokemon.
Mhm.
Like I'm definitely I don't even know the type chart. So occasionally, you know, I'll pull up like a type chart if I'm against a Pokemon, and I'm like, I
Like,
don't know how to deal with this one.
like one example is like what like when I told you that apparently like fire fighting can't be affected, but you know, the fairies don't affect firefighting because of like the fire type for some weird reason or something like
Yeah, and it was because of like
that.
another
Or
Pokemon that I had. It was because of no, it was because of Tentacool and ground
Mhm.
type.
yeah, like where Venusaur is a grass and poison type, and you think that ground type would affect because you know the poison, and you know you think like, oh, you know, it makes sense. You know, grass affects ground, right? Maybe that might be the case. And then you look at water and poison, and it's like, oh, it should be the same. Like where water affects, you know, ground.
Water is super
So
effective against poison, or water is super effective against ground. So if
Yeah.
I were to use like a ground type move against this Tentacool, it should be type neutral because ground is super effective against poison, but not very effective against water. And I sat there and because like I accidentally hit fight with Garchomp at some point when I was trying to EV farm attack EVs for Smeargle. And then I saw Earthquake was like super effective against Tentacool, and I'm like, oh my god, that's right. I forgot. Ground is type neutral against water. It's like, why?
It's such weird typing for most of these where it's just like you expect one thing, but you're like, you know, you learn something new. Apparently.
Yeah, I sat there, I was like, oh my god, that's right. It's type neutral. Why is it type neutral? You know,
It's like the same to the spirit too.
you're sitting there and you're like, water covers ground and makes ground, you know, soft and whatnot. Therefore, you know, you think it's super effective. It's not. It's neutral. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, why? Because isn't like rock super weak against water?
Mhm.
Then why isn't ground? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes like when I learned the typings, I was just like thinking about like science related, where like, you know, I think it was like what if water gets affected by rock, it makes sense because I think it was like I forgot the name of like the science term, but like where you know the more the water like you know hits the rock, it you know slowly becomes smaller because you know it's chipping off some of the rock.
I want to say
and
people
it
are
makes
probably going to
sense.
make fun of me for this, but I think the term you're looking for is erosion.
Oh yeah, something like that, and you know it makes sense. Same thing for ground, which is like you know you think about dirt and like sand or something, they'll get mushy, and it makes sense.
Mhm.
And you know it's good to like with ground and fire because like hey you know you put out fire with some like sand or dirt and all that, or you know a rock will just completely stop it and all that. And it makes
Yep.
sense. And
Mhm.
then there's like weird ones like I said before where like I always point this out. If someone can explain why dark is affected by bug, I am still confused. Where oh no,
I
a bug affecting dark, where it's just like you look at it, it's like why is it like that? Same thing with steel and fairy, where like steel affects fairy, and it's like why is it like that? It makes sense for poison and fairy because it's like if you think about it like fairy tales and all that, like you know like the king or queen or princess like dying of poison, you know, like it makes sense, like you know,
yeah.
poison fairy, and it's like you look at steel, it's like why is it like that?
Why?
Does
Yeah.
it affect it?
Why is steel?
Maybe there's something we don't know, but like it's just
Steel
like, I
beams
look
are
at it, it's like,
super
why?
effective against fairy tale books.
maybe it's because like, I mean, I may be throwing it out there, but maybe like it's like deal as like knights or something. But why would it affect like, you know, the like, I guess kings or queens? I don't know. Like I'm thinking more about this, but like it's funny how like we went from the science that I was talking about to now like fairy tales, which is weird.
Well, we got there because we were talking about typings.
Mhm.
And, fairy tales.
Yeah. I
But
mean, there's a lot of weird typings.
there are just in general, there are like some that like don't make sense to me, and that's why I always have to pull out the type chart because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna work against this Pokemon.
Especially
they
not
stop
that
doing,
one. What's up?
Didn't they stop doing like fairy type for a while?
No.
They still do.
Yeah.
The newest typing, I think it was called Prank. I think it was Prankster. No, that's the ability, but they added a new typing, but
They added a new.
yeah, but like people kind of slowly forgot about it because like when they introduce a new typing, it helps. Like I think it was like when the first release type of like Steel and Dark were a thing, people loved it because like it helped out a lot with like combating like psychics and heavy rock or rock types or ice types that were like really good. And like fairy, when it came in, it was good because like it didn't make like poison as useless where don't get me wrong, having the poison status effect is amazing, but like when you're thinking about like super effectiveness, like you're when it comes to like sludge bomb or sludge wave, it's like why would you use it on that while you could just use other moves that could do better, that can do type advantages,
Yeah.
and you look at fairy where it's just like it got affected by poison and steel, and it helped out by making those at least poison most of the time being more useful than before. And it did fuck over a lot of meta related Pokemon, well some of them that were really good, that either got benefits of being useful or lose the benefits of like dealing with poison now, and they can't be as strong anymore because they're now flat with the fairy type.
Dude, I was just looking at something on Google, and I forgot. People theorize like, what is Terrablast? And it's like, is it gonna be like super effective against everything? And it's just like some other like thumbnail I saw was like the Terrablast icon, like the old Terrablast icon, and it's like an Omni type move or something like that, and I'm just like, oh man. I mean, if you look at it now, you look at that and you're like, that's kind of no, that's not what it is. But back then, people theorized about like, since it was like a new icon that no one's ever seen before. It's crazy like how fast like theories can spread and stuff.
Oh no, yeah. I mean like it always is, to be honest.
The funny part
Also,
is no one got it right. No one could have guessed what Terrablast actually did.
Yeah. I mean, it's still like, I think if I'm wrong, people still use that, and it's a really good move and all that.
Yeah, Terrablast. Yeah, it's really good because whatever your terrestrialization is, Terrablast matches.
Yeah, and that's a weird thing too. Like, it's a good thing they added that type of ability, which we never seen before, of like changing your typing, and it's interesting because it kind of adds something new, but also makes your brain kind of think a little bit more than this Pokemon's now dragon and like flying, for example, and it's like, oh, let me just hit it with like a rock. I could hit it with dragon type, and now it's just like, wait, it's now steel.
Yep.
My brain. Please go back. Now my brain needs to think a little bit more.
Yep. as soon as a terrestrialization comes out, it's like, okay, now I need to have a different type of plan.
Because you can't really go in with the same Pokemon. Well, you can if you want to and anything else. But like now, it's kind of like in a weird state where you can have really good Pokemon that are now can be somewhat viable and, for gimmicks.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part. But like, I also look at it as like, man, that also means that the meta Pokemon, they're also going to use something quirky that we can't expect.
Yeah. Cough, cough, Garchomp.
No, yeah. Like, you see Garchomp being, like, you throw an ice move, and then for some reason he's, like, and now converted to steel.
Yep. And you're like, well,
And
there
you
goes
just
my
look at it as,
plan.
like, yeah,
Because then you would have to throw out some, like, I mean, my first instinct would be to throw out a Pokemon that's a fire type. Earthquake. But like, that's the kind of situation that I would be in, though. Is like, I'd be like, okay, you changed to steel type, so I'll change from this Pokemon to like a fire type, and then the game is just like, well, see, we were prepared for that because now you're gonna get hit with earthquake and your fire type is gone. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
'Cause,
still-
like,
it's still ground.
it's such a weird thing, but I don't know if you can get out of Terralization or
No,
or like,
you can't. As soon as you enter it, you're in it until the end of the battle, or your Pokemon is taken out.
because it would be funny, like, going into that in, like, let's say, for example, it was, like, 2 turns or something like that, and you just change bank, so, like, if they had something to deal with it, like, I don't know, like you said before, a fire type, that my brain would probably just like, man, I hit it with this move, and then now I have to hit it with another move. But apparently they went back to Dragon and Ground. It'd be funny, but yeah,
And
no,
now
it's
my
fine.
fire type move is worthless, and Earthquake just hit me and killed me.
Nobody, your other Pokemon team member.
Oh man.
Now that I think about it, like, you can't just, like, you could probably add your Terralization to Flying, so you could just Earthquake, and just, I could just imagine you did a, like, misinput, and it goes back to, like, it's a regular typing, and you just kill your own Pokemon.
Yeah, that would definitely be something that I would do.
Oh, yeah.
Would never be on purpose, but it would accidentally happen anyway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do gotta admit that, like, the more generations happen, I always realize this. More and more faster Pokemon get introduced, which is not bad. As people can still, keep up and all that, but it also, like, overshadows the Pokemon where it used to be, like, really good speed back then, or average speed for people, and then nowadays it's like where
Yeah.
they're not as fast. Which, like I said, you can always use Trick Room, but that's only if you can set it up without getting backshotted by 1 or 2 Pokemon.
So, out of curiosity, the new Pokemon game that's going to be coming out, right now it's just titled, like, Pokemon Z or something like that, right?
Mhm.
What do you think is going to happen for that one? Because my thoughts is, like, they've got to be bringing back, like, I don't know, Zygarde. Or maybe a new type of, like, legendary that starts with a Z. But the first Pokemon that comes to my mind is, like, it's going to be, like, Pokemon Zygarde or something like that.
I know they gave, like, the Zygarde, like, different forms, and that would, and I've seen it before and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the thing that's, like, curious to me is, like, the story of X and Y is done, because I forgot to think of the character, because it's been so long since I touched it, but I know there was, like, a very tall guy where in the story where his whole entire purpose was to like find this flower, and it's been like 3,000 years since he's seen it, and he he was depressed because he made it. I forgot. Like I said, I don't remember the story, but I know he was depressed because like he made a decision that kind of I think it was sacrifice or did something with the flower, and he didn't forgive himself. And when he saw it again, it was nice. A nice little story. It wasn't as good as like when it came to Black and White, but it was something like a brief fresh of air where it's like there's no like higher being villain that's like which we do have what's his name Landorus or something like that. I forgot his name, but like, or Landorai or the guy with that his whole entire purpose was to eradicate the whole entire human species because beauty or
By
fashion or something
using-
like that. Which
Well, I can't remember the stupid
I don't know, but
legendary flying type's name. Yveltal or
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah, which he had a very morbid little plan, but it's like his whole entire character planning wasn't as bad. It's just it should have been it was kind of like, I guess, predicted that it was going to be another like villain to just eradicate life or something like that,
Yeah.
or at least something eradicate. Because like we have Cyrus from Plan Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, where his whole entire plan was to rewrite the world and eradicate the previous one. Which
Yeah.
was,
One thing that I'm hoping for, like, one of these days in a Pokemon game, it's never gonna happen, sadly, is, like, have, like, the main antagonist, like, make you think that, he's on your side, like, through the entire game, like, he's been this guy that's been helping you, and then it turns out, like, he's the big bad. He's super good at like hiding his true motives, and he seems like a genuine good and kind person. And then just out of nowhere, as soon as like he's within grasp of like having what he wants, he reveals his like true nature, and I just want it to like blow me away.
Yeah, I mean the closest thing we had was like with Arceus, if I'm wrong, where
Volo.
you had where like his whole entire thing was like you expect it to be like which I think he was related to Cynthia's like ancestor and all that.
Yeah, I think
But,
he
like-
was Cynthia's ancestor
Yeah,
because
and you
he had
kinda
the same
expected,
exact name.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, he's just gonna be like, oh, this is just like a ancestor successor and all that, and we're gonna see how interesting it is to see like, he's gonna be like a final tough opponent to like say, oh, you did it, you finally did whatever the thing is of Arceus. I don't know the story, right? But like,
I don't
I heard
remember.
that like it was a surprise of how of a like not even villainous, I would say, like more of like a sadistic villain on his plot and his plan and all that. was how
Yeah.
it wasn't as sadistic as like, or as like Getsis and all that, where this like there will never be another villain like Getsis.
No,
sad as
no,
it
there never will be. This was like a one in a million, and they nailed him.
Yeah.
They nailed Getsis.
Oh no, yeah, like he's been a complete monster. To
He
like
embodies being a villain. He is the definition of villain.
Oh no, yeah, because like if many people might not know, when it comes to the manga and all that, just like a cruel person he is. When I think it was like when he was trying to escape and he was gonna use a ship, and I think he was gonna blow himself up or something like that to refuse being arrested and being sent to jail for the rest of his life. Which was one of the characters, which he brought in as a son, which he never thought of him as son at all. Just used him as a
tool.
as a pawn. Yeah, a tool. Well, either one. And still looked at him as a father. He helped him out, get out, and saved his life. Only for Getsis to tell him to not touch him and beat the living shit out of him. Which it's like through every point in his life, there could have been a change, but and most villains in Pokemon games do have a chance to change their villainous ways. He has
doesn't.
not changed. Yeah, he is just evil.
He doesn't. He would never regret doing anything that he's done.
Oh no, yeah. Like many people theorize, like if he did complete his goal, he most likely would have got rid of everyone's Pokemon, including Ens, and then nobody would have been able to stop him.
No.
Now we know damn well if anybody rebelled against him, I think most people would probably get executed.
Yeah.
Who would stop him?
And it's
And you
not
could
like
say, you could probably make your-
Getsus is definitely the type of person to be like, who would not be like, oh, you tried to betray me, I'm gonna execute you. No, he's the type of person who would go, oh, you tried to like betray me? All right, I'm gonna kill you and everyone that you're close to.
Because like, if it wasn't
Yay,
for
mass
N,
murder.
I mean, yeah, true, right?
Yeah,
If it wasn't for N that like intervened in like I think it was in Black and White 2 when you battled Getsus, and I think it was before you battled him, or I think it was afterwards where Getsus was gonna like completely kill this kid, which was you, the main character. And let me say this: there's no Pokemon that will save you against that legendary. You could say, oh, I could pull on my little fire Pokemon. Like, we're dealing with a legendary, where, like,
Laws doesn't
their
apply to
powers-
them.
oh no, yeah, their powers are known to be very deadly when it comes to, like let's say, for example, Mewtwo. When he got introduced, it's like, he's a very deadly legendary. You can kind of get the idea that legendaries and their moves aren't as like a regular Pokemon where you throw ability and that's it. These are strong Pokemon, and they're meant to be strong.
God.
There's nothing you could do. He was willing to impale you, but if N didn't intervene, you could have just died right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm like really upset about in like Pokemon Black and White is that we never ever get to see the perfect fusion of the three legendaries. You get close, you get really close to seeing all three fused into the proper Pokemon, but it never happens.
One thing I'm speaking about Black and White that I came across and I learned.
Yeah.
You complete the first game, and when you go to the second game, you see the main character's childhood friends, Charon and Bianca, right?
Mhm.
Now, the thing is, it is said that the Black and White story from the first one is canon, right? Everything that happened
did happen.
But the thing that's still missing is the main characters from the first game. People theorize two things, which is either one, the characters probably moved on to another region, and that's like probably the good ending, where it's like they're exploring, they're like just like like Red, where he's exploring the world and and getting new badges or just learning the Pokemon there, and that could be good. That's the good ending, like I said. The bad ending is, this is the sad thing as well. It is said that most likely, as Getsus was planning out his team, which I found ironic that first game it's like we want to free the Pokemon and all that, to terrorism. I love the fact that like, hey, we're not here to free the Pokemon anymore. We're here to just cause chaos. And I feel like, as people theorized, most likely the main characters from the first one probably might have been killed. I forgot the theories and the pinpoints of it, and it's not confirmed. But
no,
people are just
I mean,
saying.
Yeah, there's no way that Pokemon would or that like Nintendo would say like, yeah, this person, like these main protagonists, they died. No, they would never say that.
I don't know, yeah. Unless you're reading a manga, which they don't shy away from, death a little bit, because there's been some that some Pokemon have died in the manga and all that. But I mean, we're never gonna see anything like that. And as sad as it is, like we never got the conclusion with N and the first the first main characters of Black and White 1 ending, where it's like N was never. Like, I guess the word I'm looking for is like they never had their last conversation of like where N was trying to find himself and find purpose to himself, because like now since his purpose was to save this save the Pokemons, because Gets is poison his mind of like helping humanity and all that, and helping Pokemon's humanity. I mean Pokemon's, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Freedom. That he was trying to find purpose, and to me, I find it interesting. But as sad as it is, there was never a conclusion to that. Even though, and it might not ever, but hey, it is what it is.
Speaking of theories, you ever hear about the theory that like N is apparently like Zoroark or something, or a Zoroark?
That's new to me.
Yeah, there's apparently like a fan theory out there where I think it's in Pokemon Black and White 2. In like the broken down tower that you go into to face N, if you go into like N's room and if you interact with like certain walls or something, I think it is, the character will point out that it seems like there are, I think that he specifically points out like Pokemon scratch marks or something like that, some type of scratch marks, and people theorize that N is actually a Zoroark that is taken on the form of a human and is learning how to be human.
I mean, that's interesting, because I mean, it's not too far-fetched for Pokemon to not speak English. I mean, one is like what Meowth, if you remember from the anime, where he can speak English.
He can speak English
So
perfectly fine.
Well, no, yeah. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched if N can learn English and he was a Zoroark, which, I mean, hey, pretty cool.
It also makes sense with like some of his personality too, where like he's super keen on like protecting Pokemon and like setting Pokemon freeing Pokemon.
Mhm.
And just the way that he also like expresses emotions.
Yeah.
I sat there and I was like, I mean, there are definitely some connections there with N and being a Zoroark.
I mean, most likely. I mean, speaking about with Black and White, one thing I didn't know is the protagonists are one of the female protagonists of the second game. I didn't know that they were a plasma grunt, before who they are right now, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Another thing also is like a lot of people are kind of split between the rival of the second game, where his motive was to save like his sister's Purloin, if I remember.
Yeah, it was specifically to save the Purloin.
Yeah, which a lot of people are like, "Oh, this sounds nice," but to me, and a lot of people had the same idea. For once, we didn't have a character that like wasn't like, for example, another blue, another
I was
silver,
about to say a complete jerk.
Yeah, or or another berry where it's like, oh, the overly like type. Like the Black and White's rivals was good. Like you had you had Sharon, you got Bianca. They all had different goals. They had human, like attachments, like like where we could love the character because of it. I mean, Sharon was a guy who wanted to be better than everyone, and he learned that hey, there's more to just being better. You have to like, love, just your Pokemon, not like just go out and just think that, oh, I'm gonna make it to the top, but what happens afterwards? You have to think of like, more to it. Same thing with Bianca, where she wanted to break away from, her life or being shackled to her life of being inside her home and not being exploring the world and seeing everything. And even though she wasn't as strong, and she even admit that she isn't ever going to be strong as the two, as Sharon and you, she's okay with that. She wants to find purpose of, being useful. And to me, I like both of them. Same thing with N. But like with I think it was called Hugh. I think that was his name, the rifle's name, the black and white too. His whole entire motive was actually pretty simple. I mean, I liked it where he wanted to find his Purrloin. And to me, the most probably baddest thing to see is like him breaking into the Team Plasma's like base just to fight and beat up all these plasma grunts, just for the purpose of finding his sister's Purrloin. Which it's simple, but hey, it's cool.
It's a lot better than just being a complete jerk.
Yeah, we have too many jerks in most of these things.
It's kind of crazy where, like, if you think about it, like, Pokemon kind of went a little crazy with, like, the rivals. Because, like, for the first while, they were jerks. Like,
jerks or
Platinum
too,
wasn't, but, like, definitely, Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Red and Blue, and like though Blue was a jerk there. Silver in Gold and Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, also jerk. And it's just like, you look at those and you're like, you could have gone, like, I mean, you could have made, I don't know. I don't remember what her name is, but like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the girl who has the Meryl.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Could have made her like, I don't know, the like either rival or tag along or something. She was nice, but no, they were like, all right, we're gonna get this one character who's practically a criminal, and that's gonna be the rival.
I mean, at least bright side is like, I mean, when it came to Hoenn, we had May, which I'm gonna be honest, she was kind of bland. Where like, she was like, taking her path of like, as her father, like being a researcher and researching Pokemon. Yeah, that was fun. That was great. But it's like there really wasn't like as much to her. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had like, what's his name, the other one. The green hair guy
Wally?
from Power. Yeah. Where, he had his whole thing, which thankfully enough with like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we actually had more character development with him. But like when you first saw him for the first time, it's like, oh, you're just the guy that like caught her routes, and that's it, man. I just remember you just caught her routes. Hey.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, I see you again. Oh, it's just you. Okay. I mean, I think, like I said, thankfully he did get character development, but hey, but back then it was bad.
I need to play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Oh yeah. At least it's not as bad as like Barry. He's not a bad character, from Diamond and Pearl, but like he's like a very hyper person.
I will say though, like they absolutely went from like either rude or criminal rivals to over hyperactive rivals.
Yeah. And I think they kept doing the hyperactive a little bit more further on, because
they did. Because you had Barry, you had Alola.
Some of the
what was the Alola dude? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was very hyper.
He was. He absolutely was.
Oh, I would say
Hop.
hyper.
I think that was
and-
his name or something like that.
Yeah. Which he's not a bad character either. I
No.
mean, it surprised me, it surprised me that he became a champion in one of the games. I think it was an Ultra Moon, I think. But like, he was a good character. It just felt like he kind of felt like another Barry, where, he was like very happy to see you, which it's cool, but it's like and all that. But it's like, man, don't you have other things to do while shoving things down my throat of like what's happening?
You also
Be
had
happy all
that.
the time?
You also had like the one kid that was like the brother to the champion in Sword and Shield.
Wait, I forgot to mention. There was also another edgy. There was another like edgy jerk, which was what's his name? Gladian, I think was his name, from like Sun and Moon. You remember the guy who was like had the null type Pokemon?
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about him.
He's not a bad character. His
God, no.
Story, his story was sad because of his mother, but in the same time, I look, it's like, God damn it, we have another jerk character. Come on.
Like, why can't we have, like, I don't know, someone normal, and then we, of course, Scarlet and Violet, Nimona.
Oh yeah.
God.
I think with the if we're talking about the same one, right? Green hair, tinted,
Yeah.
with blonde hair, yeah.
Yeah.
With her, like I heard people say that she's probably the first like yandere, like rival for me.
I wouldn't say that. She's just overly keen on doing battles with you. That's it.
Yeah,
Because
people just
like,
get that vibe because of that.
every time that you every time that you see her, you expect to get dragged into like a battle. That's all that's really there for her, is just every single time she's just like, hey, it's you, battle time, and you're like, God, no, I just want to get to the Pokemon Center.
I mean, I guess like another breath of fresh air was probably like, I forgot her name because it's been so long. Like, Gladian's sister, which was like, you remember her? Like she was like another girl that had yellow hair. She followed you. I think it was in maybe Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon.
Oh
one of those.
man, trying to remember.
Yeah,
yeah, she had the Cosmog.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah,
whatever it was. Cosmion.
I think for her, she might have been like a breath of fresh air, where she wasn't as hyper. She wasn't a jerk. Even though I could say the same thing to like May from like Owen, but at least the difference between the two is, at least this girl from Sun and Moon was actually had more development than like May, which we never had. Which you could say Ultra and Sun and Moon did give some more like character development, but I mean, I'm sorry, but like I just kind of had the idea of just, hey, science researcher, but now just his daughter and all that, and just following us, which there was nothing to it, as sad as it is. And I know like a lot of people are going to say like, how dare you say that to my waifu or something like that, but I mean, look, May in the anime is good. May in the games is kind of sad.
But yeah, they made her like normal. She wasn't like overly hyperactive. She wasn't trying to track you down so that she could battle you. She was just, normal.
Yeah.
Oh, she was there to support you, and
yeah.
I mean,
she had gold.
Yeah.
And mostly it was evolving with her mother, and just all that. Which I mean, to be honest,
she went absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And then like wasn't it like in Ultra Sun and Moon you had Necrozma? That was like
yeah.
the big. Was that like the? That was like the big bad, right?
Yeah, Guzmo. I mean, it was. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It was a breath of fresh air seeing a villain that wasn't a villain, and just wanted to be a goofy little villain like him. I mean, he wasn't a bad character, but even though he had very depressing theories about him, I don't know if you noticed with him. Like, have you noticed about the theories with him?
I don't think I've come across theories for
Okay,
like.
so here's the thing is, in one of the houses in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon, there's been a picture that's shown to look like Guzma, or an early version of him or something like that, and there was a golf club. I forgot the name of it, but it's like the golf club bag, like where you have all these different golf clubs and all that. And there was one that was it was specifically one of them that said that it got bent or something like that. And the theory is like the father is like, since he has all these awards and all that, he probably beat his son, which was Guzma, and like because something related to either not being successful and being a failure and all that. And I kind of led to like Guzma's actual beliefs, which made sense, which was he wanted to do his own little thing. He didn't care if he was successful or not. He recruited people who weren't as successful and treated their lives actually a lot more than what they were before, which was cool. I mean, to me, it's like you see a character that's actually has a reason to be, depressing and all that. He doesn't show that he's depressed, but when you look at his past, it is. But, his motives and everything else makes sense. I'm just surprised they took that tone of with the golf clubs, which was a first time to be honest. I never seen something like that where showing actual abuse.
Yeah. And then you also had I can't remember which gen it is, but you also had that one person who was put to sleep by can't remember the stupid Pokemon's name. The Dark Legendary. Annoying, super competitive, bull.
Darkrai?
Yes. The little girl was put to sleep by Darkrai, and then slowly started dying. I remember that whole thing, and then oh my gosh, it was dark. That story got dark.
Oh no, yeah. One thing that popped in my mind a little bit.
Huh.
I know a lot of people talked about this and all that, but can we just say this again? Where Magma and Aqua's idea or plan to make the world purely water and purely ground was the most stupidest plan.
Stupid thing ever. Stupidest thing.
You're gonna kill humanity, either or. There is no way to survive this.
They're we'll cleanse the world with Groudon or Kyogre, and then I just wanted to sit there and I wanted to sit them down and be okay, but problem is we need both to live and survive. We need land for crops and animals. And then I was just I turned to Aqua and I'd be we need water so that we can drink and hydrate ourselves, animals, plants. We can't have one or the other. We need both.
One of the team leaders. No. What do you mean, no?
The fuck you mean, no? it was just, oh my god, it was so stupid. And then, you know, you have like, again, this is something that we've talked about before, but I want to bring it up because it's on stream. The way that like the big bads of the video games went downhill. Giovanni was great because he was a legitimate crime syndicate. Team Rocket was a threat. And then it slowly got dialed back. You know, Aqua, Magma, then you had Team Skull, then you had like, now you have like Team Star, and it's like, what happened to like crime syndicates?
I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like the Sword and Shield's like villain was like so stupid, man. Than like any other ones I've seen, where it's just like the motives and all that, it just felt so. It could have been more
dry. There was no
like Cyrus was good. Also, Getsus was also pretty good. The Luminous, I think, or Lumini, I think one of those two of like the from Sun and Moon was pretty good too. Like even though her motives was to like bring back her husband and all that, and to kind of like learn, I guess, fuse with this one Pokemon was like, you know, it wasn't as good. But at least the fact of like how traumatically or how she traumatized her kids was fucked.
Yeah.
Especially the son, where if I'm wrong, like she kind of used him like through test subjects, if I'm wrong, or testing and all that, which was, I don't know. I don't know the theories, but like, you know, the way how his whole entire thing was just kind of, you know, fucked.
Like they got like it got ramped up there because we started like dipping out down. We went from like Giovanni and we started going down, and then we got to like, you know, teams like Plasma and whatnot, and then it's just like, oh, we're getting good. And then it's just immediate downhill again, and it's just like, okay, well, maybe there's something else that'll be good. And then you get to, like, Team Star, and you're just like, okay, this is literally just, like, a delinquent gang. It's not, there's no, like, there's no threat. God, the only threat that we have is, like, of course, you know, the stuff that's going down in the center of, like, the island. Outside from that, you know, your main bad guys are literal delinquents. That's it, and they're not even like full on delinquents either. They're just like soft. They're like soft delinquents.
No, here's the thing is, like, man, like, it was cool having delinquents like Guzma, which was cool. And then it wasn't cool when you just repeated it again, and you kind of made, like, at least Guzma's thing, like, good, and then you looked at that and Star, and I think it was Star, or I think it was, like, in Scarlet and Violet, one of those two, where, like, one of the villains was just, like, you know, like you said, delinquents, and it's just, like, you could have had something more, you could have, like, had a different motive or anything else. It's just kind of felt
like, one way that you could have seen this go down, like, the main way I could see this is through, like, Violet, where, like, you know, the teleporting, like, Pokemon from, like, the future, you could totally have, like, a team that, like, escapes from there, and they have, like, all these, like, future Pokemon, and then you could have, like, that as, like, the big bad of the story. But no, you went with delinquents. Like, why delinquents? Because I totally feel like, you know, you could either have, like, people from the past or future as, like, the big bad, you know, people coming through that teleporter and, you know, causing problems. No, just, you know, only Pokemon made it through that weird teleporter thingy. Despite the fact that we do know for a fact that, you know, it can teleport people. Cough, cough, both professors being lost in respectively past or future.
Hmm?
But instead of that, you were like, you know what would be great for the bad group of the game? They were delinquents. It's just like the worst thing that I remember them doing is skipping classes. Not like, you know, causing real problems for anyone. In fact, like when you first came across Team Star, they were like, "Don't you know who we are? We're Team Star." And it's like, I don't think that they were gonna fight us until like Nimona said like, "Oh well, he's gonna fight you," or something like that. I don't remember them picking the fights. I remember like our character like initiating battle with Team Star. It's just,
Yeah.
there's so much you could have done. There's so much that you could have done with like the bad group of the game, but instead you went with delinquents that instead of, you know, taking classes would just rather skip them. That's the threat. Oh, God forbid this group of delinquents skip out on a class. Oh God, what are we gonna do? It's so, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel you, man.
We went.
I mean, at least.
We went from.
I mean, the only thing that surprised me with like the newer game was like, I think the professors and all that. I think a lot of people were kind of didn't expect.
Yeah, I was definitely not expecting like, you know, getting to the center and then the professor actually not being the professor.
I mean, I will say the music of the professors was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I wish they did more for the story than just. Oh, you got it. Well, there were 3 stories. One of the stories was making sandwiches.
What do you mean? It's part of the plot, dude. It's very depressing, very morbid. We need to know about the sandwiches.
Dude. Like, I get the motive behind the sandwiches, like, oh, we're getting these like special sandwiches so that like this dude's Pokemon is healthy and strong again. But like, could you not have like gone for, I don't know, something more substantial than a sandwich? I'm just saying, like, a sandwich for the story?
You know, it's part of the lore, man. What do you mean? You know? That sandwich has deeper meanings, like how there's different layers, you know?
Also, could we talk about in PokeMMO how they messed up Spiritom's like sprite on like Team?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the sprite for Spiritomb in PokeMMO. Hold on. Okay, Spiritomb. If I check the shiny variation, oh, maybe it's not. Well, then what the hell is that like sprite? Because like none.
I mean, your guess is good as mine, man.
Is it supposed to be the? No, it's not. What is that? It's like a mix of like the shiny and non-shiny variation. Like it's got the shiny, like blue color, but it's got like the green dots from not shiny. Like what? Whatever. I look. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did to the Spiritomb sprite. It's just I know that it's not what it should be. All right. Let's head back. Apparently, also in the Pokemon Tower, in the normal game of like, you know, Fire Red, Leaf Green,
Yeah.
that like circle like midway or near like the top of the tower that heals your Pokemon. Apparently, it is supposed to restore PP, but they got rid of that function to prevent shiny hunting.
I mean, I can see that reasoning because, I mean, you know, it would be. I mean, people by then would probably be able to just get like a bunch of like ghastly shinies real fast.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, it would also mean that they could easily like. I mean, you know, there's people who probably would add a bot to, or just add a commands to a bot to like, you know, just capture like Pokemon and all that.
Except they'd have to beat the game first. They'd have to beat a region first. Because otherwise the account gets shiny locked, which means like either you haven't made progress in a while or you haven't beaten a region, and it will prevent you from being able to obtain shinies. Which is one thing that I'm kind of concerned about because I've been spending a little bit of time here. And I'm wondering if like but I'm also realizing like, well, I mean, I've beaten Kanto, so what? Oh yeah, I'm in the interact button. What? Okay, that was weird.
I mean, eventually we'll get to Johto once like Carlos is available, and you know we can continue on from there. But you know, it's gonna be until like after he's done with like his little paperwork and all that, and the emails.
Yeah. Shiny hunting in this game, though, I will say, does suck. I don't know why they made it from like, what is it, like 4,080 or 4,800 or something like that to 30,000? I don't know the reasoning behind that. I don't understand why.
Your guess is as good as mine. I guess it's just because like so people don't like. I guess it's like since shinies are really they should be like more rare to you as a trophy than just to sell, I guess. You know, because when you get a shiny, it's like, cool, I get something this cool and rare to just keep, and most likely just, hey, you know, most likely put it in my team because it looks different. I could probably show it off, like, you know, how one guy shows off his little golden magic card that he has on a leash.
Dragging it across the desert sand. Because water type is no, wait, no, not no, because I forgot water type isn't super effective against ground. God, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I'll think about doing that. I'll think about doing something like that. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
What did he say?
He said he was gonna hop off the stream. It's been really fun watching us rant. And he said you low-key need to make videos rather than just streams, because seeing vids of funny bits or reactions from me would be fun. I'm like, I'll think about that. I'll think about doing that. Like, maybe like one thing I've been thinking about doing is like taking a vid or a VOD and like taking parts that I think or other people would think would be funny and just putting that in like, I don't know, like a 10-15 minute compilation, slapping that on YouTube and just seeing how that does. But I mean, some of these streams go on longer than I would like, and I sit there and I'm like, oh, but what would people think would be great? Like, what I need to have, like, I don't know, like some sort of like editor or something, because to me, like the content I make, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, this is boring. No one's ever gonna like this. But clearly, you know, some people do like it. Some people do like this kind of content. And I sit there and I'm like, but how am I gonna find what other people think would be funny for a compilation? If everything that I look at and I'm like, no, this is boring. No, that's boring. The entire thing is just it's boring to me. I don't know what people would want from this.
Yeah. I mean, whatever works, to be honest, man. But I mean, there's some people that make no edits at all, and they just roll with the the gameplay and all that. I mean, one example, like I said before, was Smite. One guy said that he puts a good amount of effort on edits and all that. Yet a guy, if he does any other if he just like any other thing and all any other thing that he does without edits and all that, he gets less views. But if he looks at another guy that all he does is put the gameplay, no edits, no intro, no anything, and just racks a little bit more views than him without edits. And it's so weird.
You waited until I stopped talking. You waited for me to finish my rant to say that I gotta hop on Terraria?
I mean, that's cool, man.
I did kind of go crazy on that because it's the kind of thing that I do believe in. I look at the stuff I make and I'm just like, this is stupid. No one's ever gonna look at this and be like, wow, this is so good.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Like, I do what I can to make it entertaining, but, you know, because it's me, and I'm the one who's, you know, I'm the one who's doing it, I'm the one who's watching it, I sit there and I'm like, there's no way anyone is gonna find this fun or entertaining. Because, you know, I'm me. I've seen me more than anyone else in the world. So, I mean, the things that I do, I sit there and I'm like, well, I've already done this. Well, I've already done that. And it's like, yeah, I have, but, you know, to me, it's stale. To other people, though, it's like some sort of, like, masterpiece or genius in there. It's kind of like, you know, how some people, you know, look at their voice, or like they listen to their voice and they're like, oh my god, my voice is so annoying. It's kind of like that, you know, because you hear your voice all the time. To you, it's like the most annoying voice in the world that could possibly exist. To other people, their voice is the, you know, the most annoying thing in the world. Because you listen to it all the time. So, like, for example, when I do singing or voice acting or something, I'll look at it and I'll be like, God, this is terrible. My voice is awful for this. But to other people that don't have you know, they don't know your voice 24/7 like you do. So they're like, actually, that's pretty good. I like that. It's that kind of
more than a half hour. It's in 5. Go check.
Sorry, I started going on a bit of a rant again.
No, you're fine, man. No, I was just gonna see if I can get my mail from outside. Give me a sec.
All right. Oh, really? Really, Windows? Now you've got... Wait, did I update? I think I've updated my graphics card, right? I should have. Might have. I actually don't know if I've updated my graphics card or not. Oh, well. Okay. But overall, that's just kind of like my thought process is like, I'll look at my own voice. I'll listen to like my own voice. I'll look at the content I make. I'll think to myself, this is terrible. No one's ever going to want to watch this. And yet, you know, there are people out there who do watch the content. They do think it's good. And it's just like, it's difficult for me to recognize, which is why I think some people, like at least some YouTubers out there, they have editors because, you know, for that kind of reason. You know, I look at the content I make, I think to myself, this is terrible. No one's ever gonna watch this. But you know, you hand like the recording that you have or the stream that you did, you hand it to someone else. You're like, hey, I want you to go through this, find parts that you think are funny, and like put it into a compilation. They'll watch through it. They'll point out, like, they'll put bits and pieces together because they're like, that's funny, that's really good. But to like the content creator, they look at it and they're like, I can't think of anything that someone would laugh at. Make some old references from like back in the early 2010s or something. I'm a fire in Malaysia.
You know, I came back just to hear that. That's the one.
Yeah, Zane? Yeah,
it reminds me of the thing of like what the awesome face, if you remember.
Oh my god, the epic face!
Yeah, epic face or awesome face. Like, dude, that's like reminding me of all that. The worst part is there are some people who still use it, and it's not like that are still using those memes in this day and age. And it's like, it's not bad. It's just like, I look, it's like, man, you're making us feel old.
Dude, oh my gosh. You know what? You know what, Zane? You saying that reminds me of like the old Roblox days of like survive the disasters. And like one of the disasters was like epic duck. Remember that?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh
I heard
my
about it. I've never seen that before.
Dude, oh my god. It's Jesus. You know what? If I ever get wait, hold on. You know what? If I ever get this skill at time to do it, since you have all the free time in the world, you can edit. You'll look up some guides, train a bit, and get some skill display to spice things up here and there. Yeah, like that's what I tried to do with Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. I'm pretty sure I did streams of like roughly 2 hours each, and like I'd cut them down to like, I don't know, like I'd cut like the 15 minutes or so out of like a certain part of like a stream. So like I'll take like, I don't know, like half an hour or something like that, I think it was. And I would cut that down to like 15 minutes or something like that. And I'd put in like edits, like cuts, zooms, like words, like text. I'd throw like all that kind of stuff in there. I think to this day, the max number of everything combined is like 2 views. I could check. Hold on. Because I do have the capabilities. So here we go. Help wanted 2. 0, 4, 3, 2, 1. One of them got 6. 1, 2, 6, 11. So I guess yeah. Now they're kind of they got like their own little views, but like I don't know, man. Like I sit there and I feel like I look at all this. I'm like, dang, man. All this effort that I put into that. And I think I stopped at some point. And I did like a live stream, and then I ended up like finishing the game despite the fact that I lost all my progress. I just ran through the game again, and I managed to finish the game in like one stream. I don't remember how long that stream is, but
You know, that's like one thing that just popped in my mind.
what?
I remember that I think I remember like when Mixer was a thing, we had more people join in like in the stream
I
when
was
that was.
I was doing so well with Mixer. God, I actually really liked it too because it had such a low latency. It had such an initial low latency. And now, you know,
It's gone.
it's gone. But I did, like, I finished Help Wanted 2. I didn't 100% finish it. I just did, like, the levels so that I could finish it up. And some of them I left out because I had already done them in, like, the videos that I edited.
Yeah.
But I had like 10 parts of like that Help Wanted 2 thing, and when it never broke like 15 views, which none of my stuff breaks like 15 views, but like it's just the fact that like I actually tried thinking like, how can I make this entertaining for other people? How can I make it so that other people are able to enjoy this to the fullest? And I put in all that effort. And the highest that I got was like 11 views. I'm like, damn, man.
The closest thing was that made a really good breakthrough is like, if I remember when I saw your stuff, is like, I think it was like the Friday Night Funkin' stuff and all that, which was that a lot of people like, you know, loved seeing that.
A lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked
And
it.
and another one was like, I think it was like the Undertale stuff, because I remember that there was a good amount that you got from that.
Yeah, because it was like you know, the first time Deltarune, I think it was. Like it was either Undertale or Deltarune, one of those games. Could have been both. I don't remember. But I mean, you know, it's just I will say, like, recently I've been looking on like my content and stuff, and I really genuinely hate to say this, but I look at like my content and I'm like, I think to myself every now and then, like, I'm trying to push past it, but I look at it and I'm like, is there really a point to me continuing trying to make content? Because like I look at all this and I'm just like, there's like no way that, you know, a mass number of people are end up gonna see this. But then I think to myself and I'm like, but I have some people. I have some people. That's all that matters, is like I have like, even if it's like a handful of people, I want to still make content for them, because I want to. I still like, no matter how many people I can make smile or laugh, I want to make content for them. So even if like a mass number of people don't see it, even if it's just like a handful of people or even one person, as long as that person is smiling, that's all that matters to me. Anyway. You know what people like in content now that you realize? Suffering. People like, yeah. I'm definitely not like the type of person who likes to rage. Making content is for one of two things: fun and money. I prefer fun since seeing people laugh at what you laugh at. Yeah. Like that's my thought process, you know? I sit there and I'm like, I want to see people smile and laugh at the content and stupid things that I do. Even if it's not like raging, like, because I definitely, the others know I don't like raging. I hate, you know, getting angry and raging. So I do everything in my power to prevent myself from, you know, getting to the point that I want to like hit things. I'm still trying to find ways to manage that more efficiently, but I'm getting there. Maybe. I actually don't know. But I'm definitely not the type of person who will do things for like money or anything like that. Because the only thing that I've ever thought of, like since day one, that I wanted to make content for was so that people can smile. It's always been a little passion of mine. Trying to make people smile.
You know one thing I learned, by the way.
Huh?
So you know, with the little going back to like shinies and all that, right?
Yeah.
I heard like with the shiny war, someone did point out that like as soon as it ends, the market is gonna be so different because all the people, there's two things that are gonna happen with people. Either one, they're gonna keep the shinies that they get and you know and all that, but there's gonna be some people that have too many duplications of something,
And they're gonna
and
start
it's
selling.
gonna like it's gonna sell and it's gonna crash some of the
shiny
some of the
economy.
prices of those shinies.
Yeah. Also, hello
Which is
there.
gonna be
Welcome.
interesting. Which makes me interested. Like, you know, there's a lot of people who have a bunch of copies of a Pokemon that aren't shinies, and I see potential snatching of IVs.
I thought you were
You
gonna
know,
say
these people-
potential snatching of lower values and putting it up for higher. If these people will crash the economy, I'll buy them out for a low price and sell them for higher. Fix the economy.
Like the dude who sold their like Kangaskhan for like how much?
Like 4,000. Just buy the Kangaskhan for like, just buy like all the Kangaskhan's for like the low price of like 4,000 to 10,000. Put them up there for 40,000. What are people gonna do? The only thing they can do is just not buy them.
That one dude that I said before, you know, I wake up, I'm gonna be, I'm, you know,
Yeah,
I wake up, I look.
The
what
one
was it,
dude.
like,
What was it? The one dude who's like selling the Kangaskhan for like 1.6 trillion or billion.
Mhm.
No, it was 1.6 billion, I think.
Mhm.
All right,
When
you have
I
a
wake
good
up,
one.
I'm gonna. I wake up. I see that I sold the Pokemon. I'm gonna be rich. Okay, tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna see the Pokemon, and then I'm gonna be rich. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
I'm gonna
for
wake
sure.
up. Yep, pretty much. And just like, as he's realizing that the
Okay.
Pokemon that he sold for 36 trillion hasn't been sold.
God, there's no way a single person is ever gonna buy that.
You know, one thing that I feel bad for is like what we talked about last night, with Gengar and like having a hidden ability without being an alpha.
Oh my
where
God, yeah. So the one thing that we looked at was the fact that Pokemon that have only a singular ability, for example, Gengar, can have alpha forms that give like the title of a hidden ability.
Mhm.
But it doesn't, because it's only got Cursed Body. So the first ability would be Cursed Body. Second ability would be Cursed Body. Hidden ability would be Cursed Body. The only thing, like, one question I had was, like, if you caught like a Gengar that had the title of hidden ability, would that innately make your Gengar worth more than a Gengar that does not have the title of hidden ability? I think we ultimately came to the decision of yes, it would go for higher, just for the sheer fact that it has the title of hidden ability. Despite not it's not that, it has a hidden ability. It's just because it has the title of hidden ability, it's innately worth more.
And people are gonna look at that and it's like, man, I got this Pokemon that has a hidden ability, and it's just you just wasted money,
I bought this Gengar that has the Cursed Body hidden ability for 500,000. And it's just like, well, did you look at like the other Gengar's abilities? And they just look and they're just like, why do you have Cursed Body? Because Gengar can only have one ability. You bought a Gengar for the title of hidden ability. It doesn't have a hidden ability. It just has the title of hidden ability.
It'd be fine if it was just the regular Pokemon and also like the Alpha Pokemon, because the Alpha makes it bigger and all that, and it's good.
That's cool.
But like if it's just a regular Pokemon with hidden ability, it's like, man, I feel bad for those people that actually bought it and thought like they were snatching a deal just to be scammed.
Yeah.
There's probably other Pokemon that have that similar thing as well, which, I mean, I don't know why, like, Gengar doesn't have another ability, which it's been so long. Like I said before, give Gengar the hidden ability, Levitate. And I know, like, it's like, people are gonna think like, oh, but it's he won't be longer affected by ground. Psychic can still hit it. Ghost can still hit it. Dark can still hit it. It's a good amount, and we keep forgetting one thing: Gengar is fragile. He hits hard. He is fast, but that's the thing is,
that's all that he's really got going for him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's not bad to just
Jesus.
have a Levitate. And I know Ghastly and Hunter have Levitate, but
yeah. So Gengars that start to have hidden ability go for about 40,000. Then you hit the 45,000, 48,000. They start having more hidden ability. You're just buying it for a title at that point.
No, yeah.
Because here's the thing. If I go back to page 1, I could buy a Gengar for 5,500. That's it. I could just buy this Gengar for 5,500, and it would have the same exact ability as the Gengar that you are selling for 50,000 just for title of hidden ability. I could buy it for a 10th of the price, and the other 9/10 of that price is just for the title of hidden ability.
I do find it funny that, like, every time you talk about the market, it's just my mind just going to like the Team Rocket like market for some reason.
Yeah.
I
Team
can
Rocket is
just
secretly
buy this book.
behind the global trade network. What's that? You've got the money for this Gengar? Fork over the cash. You just hand them 5,500. They give you a Pokeball with Gengar in it. It's just like they just stick to like the back alleys for for selling stuff.
Would you like a Magikarp for 1,000?
God, it's a level 1.
Level 1. As a boosted stat of adamant.
Break my voice. I just spoke with my son, and I found his teddy bear after like a week. And I spoke like this all the time. You know, Shane, it's kind of annoying to speak like this.
Wait, did you ever find like the cat, by the way?
Nope, I didn't find a cat. I was looking for it yesterday. And I usually like hear the cat every single day because of the bell. But I was looking yesterday and I heard nothing. First day in like 4 or 5 days I haven't heard a cat. So the cat is dead or gone. Or both. Dead and gone.
You know, it reminds me of like one of my ex-girlfriends where like she had 2 cats
That
that
she's
like
dead or
never
gone?
Huh? Oh yeah, that
No.
too. But no, like her cats were always like home cats, and they never experienced the outside, never once. And I was okay with her doing this, but also my mind's like where she wanted to release the cats because the place that she's going to, they don't accept the pets, so she was sad to like just let them go.
You
and all that, and I'm like,
train them so that they can live.
yeah,
as
my
cats.
she said like, oh no, she's fine, like it's gonna be fine, those cats are gonna learn. It's like, and then my mind's like, the moment that those cats go outside, they're gonna think of like wanting to go back in, but they realize they can't, and they're kind of like, they're as sad as it is and how morbid it is, they're probably gonna starve to death out there.
Probably.
Like I am grown up with cats. And we usually used, how can you say that if like my old cats just wanted to go out, we used to let them out. But they also lived in the country, on the countryside, so it wasn't like a lot of cars and stuff like that. But like 98 of like 98%, they always came back.
But the difference between the two?
The cats live
inside the house. These cats live inside the house, but here's the thing: is they're also beasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, these cats are not gonna survive. I've seen them before, and it's just like, man, it's a good thing they're house cats. And then I heard like, oh, she can't bring them to like this other house or this other apartment, and like, oh no, these cats are dead.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that because that sounds like that's one way to like cause problems right there. But
the problems with my cat, that like run away from her place. She's so freaking bad at looking. I mean, really bad looking. She even missed my mom on a bicycle. That bad. So, and I know with like some cats or like most of the cats, if they maybe like jump out of the balcony like mine did, or a window, whatever, they will like 50 or like 90% like always stay close with a like jumped off because they're insecure. If the indoor cats like mine was or are you know, it's probably there, but I don't know. They will often like stay close to the home because of like because they know the area somehow, you know, because they look outside the windows and stuff like that. So they know the places somehow. So they often like stay close. So if she like only from the freaky beginning, you just told me that Rasmus, my cat ran away, or your cat ran away, whatever. I will find the cat so freakily quick. But you know, it's too late now. The cat is gone.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's a cat. Cat is really simple to find, free or basically free. You know. They aren't like NASA hard to understand or find. You know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it, like with that cat, it should be fine. It's just the cats that like my ex had, just they had no chance of living out there.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
But it is
especially in the place that she was at, like which was like Texas and all that. To give you an idea, it's like a very poverty like type of place. So in some areas. All that, so like the fact of like anybody else caring or had their own things to do, it's more likely that those cats are not going to get picked up by anybody.
Yeah, true.
Oh boy. So far, nothing on the shiny hunt.
No, yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
Speaking about like,
No.
Speaking about like cats and all that. One thing that popped in my mind when it comes to like Pokemon cats is like I rarely see Daily Cat as much. You remember that?
Yeah.
Hey, Sane. Don't you wonder how big cat balls are? Or a cat or a Pokemon cat scratch their balls?
I mean that too.
That's not even speaking of the Pokemon balls. I don't judge that much.
It's all good.
Well, I lied, I judge.
Oh boy. So I don't know how long I'm gonna keep going for it on this stream. Probably for a little bit. But eventually, yeah, I am gonna have to end the stream. I don't want to make this stream like 12 hours though of just the same kind of movements over and over again.
Why not?
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Even though there's a good amount of people that do the same and all that, it's like, man, they have some ridiculous patience. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could do a joke and add like some gameplay in the background.
Subway Surfer.
Yeah, Subway Surfer.
Don't, come on, Skagoni, don't give us that that you suck. You don't, you know. Have Subway Surfer in your background.
I am
Just do it.
never going to include Subway Surfer content in any of our stuff.
I pay you huge money. I will pay you $5 if you do it.
No.
$10. My last offer.
No.
Zane, help me.
Subway Surfer with Family Guy clips.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, like, the one thing about me is that I will not be bought out. No matter what. It's like people are like, how much would you want to play? What was it? It was like, how much would you want to play Fortnite? And I'm like, you cannot pay me enough money to play Fortnite. I will never play Fortnite. They're like, not even for like $10,000. I'm like, no.
You know, speaking about
I will.
Speaking about that, I heard like one YouTuber was talking about this with Ludwig. That people were like, I think it was like Mr. Beast, like asking Ludwig to sponsor him, and Ludwig turned it down, and people were happy, but also some people just ignored that and kind of like, try to make him look bad, and it's like, dude, like, he turned it down. That takes balls of like the controversy between like Mr. Beast, and to turn down like a good amount of cash because of it, and people are just like wishing to ignore it, just to like find some reason to like attack him.
Yeah.
It really shows like how some people can be very cruel with some YouTubers with their fan base.
Oh yeah. But I'm definitely like one of the people that will not be bought out. You cannot pay me enough money to do something that you want.
I mean, Skagoni, it's probably like a huge difference. Like we was talking about it. I bet you maybe will like, what you call like, maybe change your mind a bit more if it was like a what you call like a freaking legit offer, you know.
No.
I bet you maybe really like change your mind a bit more about that then.
Because the thing is, my entire thought process and everything that is built upon it is just purely the fact that the content that I want to make is content that will make other people smile. And if I'm not having a good time, no one is having a good time.
You know, fake it till you make it.
I cannot fake enjoyment. You cannot make me fake enjoyment. That is a fact. That is a fact from me.
If girls can do it, you can do it. No, I'm joking.
The thing is, like, I show like my emotions super easily. Like, if I'm annoyed with something, you can tell that I would be annoyed with something. If I'm having fun with something, you can tell that I'm having fun with something. Like, it's just, I can't fake that type of stuff. I can't. So, if, and I say if extraordinarily, like, I cannot emphasize how much of a hypothetical this could be. If I were to have been bought out to do something and I'm not having a good time, you will see, everyone will visibly see, I'm not having a good time. This isn't fun.
Yeah, true.
Like, that's the thing. That's the thing about me, is like, that is exactly why I say, like, I will do stuff that I enjoy doing, because if I do something that I'm not enjoying, everyone can tell that I'm not enjoying it and I'm having a terrible time. Because then the content will either go stale or it will be worse. That's why I say things like, you know, I won't be bought out because I could never fake something that I hate. I could never, like, fake enjoy something that I hate. For example, Fortnite or a PvP game.
It's not cut out for everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, are not really, you know, think into that. Which, you know, it's always good. There's always people who are divided between only playing PvE games or PvP games. And sometimes both. I mean, for me, I'm like, I like both, but I lean more towards PvP.
I just don't like.
But I don't like PvP shooters.
I don't like playing Fortnite alone with random people. I just don't freaking enjoy that. But playing with friends, I mean, I can do it, and I will probably just like enjoy it a bit more. But you know, still never freaking alone.
It's just like that's definitely my thought process, and that's why I say things like, you know, I won't be bought out because the content that I want to make ever since day one is pure passion content.
You know,
Which I can't do that if I'm bought out by someone else and I hate what I'm doing.
Sell yourself out now.
I can't, like, put a genuine smile on my face and say, I'm having a good time if I'm suffering and screaming internally.
I don't wanna be this guy, Skagoni, but you know, you're not gonna start a freaking relationship with with your content. You're not gonna do that, man. You're not gonna have sex with your content, man.
What?
You know, enjoying it, having fun with it, you know.
Yeah, so that I make quality content.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, yes, no, I'm just joking around.
I don't understand the joke, but okay.
I would understand it, like I would try to like explain it better, but I'm kind of sure that I will like stutter like hell if I try to. Sadly enough. I guess we're both.
I like how since you're going at like shiny hunting, I got my berries done. I almost got my Burloom to 100 to sell. Also, give me a sec.
Where the frick is my home? I cannot find my home. I don't know, I checked this freaking village before. Is it do you say tomato or tomatoes? Freaking know I have been here before.
All right, I was back. Mankey's not a normal type. What? Wait, hold up. Why are fighting types not super effective to normal types? They are. Oh, weird. My moves didn't show up as super effective against Mankey. Because Mankey's a fighting type? Fighting type isn't super effective against fighting type?
No, it just came back. What happened?
There's someone in the game chat that said, wait, why aren't fighting types super effective against normal types? And someone else in chat said they are, and the person said, oh, weird, because my hold on, what was it? They said, oh, weird, my moves didn't show up as super effective against Mankey.
It's a fighting type.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in my head. I'm like, I had to read that over like 2 or 3 separate times, and I'm just like, Mankey's a fighting type though. It's not a normal type. That's why it's not showing up as super effective, because Mankey's a fighting type.
I mean, at least now we know the mindset of some people when it comes to some of the gyms, if you remember.
Oh yeah. Like that one guy that brought in like a level 16 and level 9 against Giovanni.
I feel like that one was just messing around. It has to be not a real person, but like the other ones, like they made some good decisions, and then I looked at it as like, why did you bring that out? Why didn't you just like? I think it was like with Alakazam,
Yeah.
you couldn't. They could have killed Nido Queen or King.
It was King.
With Alakazam, and yeah.
Because
they could have not just lost all those Pokemon because
so stupid. And then there was that one person, they got super close to like beating Giovanni, and it literally came down to a miss. He missed like the 10%. God. Dude, I remember that. I will not forget that. That was just unfortunate. I'll probably go for like, I don't know, another 40-ish minutes, then I'll probably call it for the stream. I'm probably going to continue shiny hunting because there's no way that I'm going to be able to get this shiny Ghastly within 40 minutes, but I'm just gonna call it because I feel like we're at some point we're gonna run out of things to say, and it's just gonna be silence, and I don't like silence with my content unless it's like a super tense situation or something. I don't like it being silent. Like, for example, Pokemon. This isn't really, you know, a super stress or focused game. I can keep coming up with things to say so that I can fill in the gaps of silence.
Yeah, but eventually you're gonna run out.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna run out.
I had a lot of stuff.
We were good. We were really good for like 2 hours.
I mean,
But I think that
but also so we can.
I was gonna say I think that we're just starting to run out of things to find out and talk about.
For now, like, I really wanted to point out like a lot of Pokemon, like talking about Slowbro, and Slowking, and you know the little, the what's it called? The little cone that bites.
Yeah, Slowbro's tail.
Slowking. Yeah. Like I could talk a bit about it more, where it's just like it's a living thing, and yet it's not a separate Pokemon. It's weird.
It is weird.
But like I said, But like I said, I mean, as much as I wanted to talk more about each one, like I said, I was like, you know, we're gonna get burnt real fast on conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, best part is, you know, we both kept it going with conversations. So hey,
Oh yeah, that was
I'll,
pretty good. That was pretty good.
yeah, I'll
Is that a pupitar?
think about a lot more to say for like the next time, so we can keep on like the, you know, another 2 hours or more.
Or 10.
I think someone brought along a pupitar.
Hmm.
Oh my god, remember that
I
one
do.
person who brought in God, I'm trying to remember the name of it. The name of the Pokemon. The oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. Tropius or something like that? The
Yeah.
level 32 like Tropius in the third, I think it was like the third or fourth gym of Johto, where after you beat the gym you can use level 32s, and the guy went in there with a level 32 Tropius and it just killed itself.
Bruh.
God, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was losing because Whitney. Right, I was watching people lose to Whitney,
Which you done?
and this person brought out threw out a Tropius and it just said Tropius is ignoring orders. Tropius hit itself in confusion. Tropius fainted. And he sat there for a good 10-15 seconds, and then he threw out another Pokemon. I think for like a good bit there, he was like confused as to like what just happened and why his Tropius just killed itself.
Okay.
Oh my
The clock
God.
is 7. I'm gonna knock at the door, see if she's home.
Knock it in, knock it in, knock it in. Man, I kind of miss those I don't know what their actual names are, but like the things that hang on like the doors and then you like bang them against the doors to knock louder.
Oh yeah, I know that. I mean that metal piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I like the feel of those. I like how they sound too.
Some places here in
It's
Sweden
been so long
actually
since
still
we've
have
seen
them.
those.
It is. It's been
Some
a-
places here in Sweden actually still have them. Weirdly enough.
Really?
They do.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. But I miss those because like I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have to go like knock on someone's door, I'm super like nervous about it. So like I generally like knock kind of quietly. But if I have something like that, like I don't feel nervous about it because I know that people are going to hear it. I know that I have to get their attention and I know that they're going to hear it through this and I don't have to like bang on the door or something.
I freaking missed when I have my what do you call like my my worker boots with a metal plate at the toes.
Oh, steel toe boots?
Yeah, city boots. Yeah. When I had those, example like when I was like visiting my older brother, I used those instead of my hand. and you can knock so freaking low with those. It's insane how hard you can knock with those.
Dang, I've never had steel toes, so I've never been able to
kinda
try
like
that
to have
sort of
them.
thing.
Kinda like them. And also for like, what you call like, for a while ago, whatever. And probably for 1 or 2 years ago, I was like lifting a lot, heavy shit and stuff like that. So I just put like you know all my freaking weight on just my shoe, and just rest. I didn't feel a thing. I freaking miss those shoes, but they're so freaking expensive to buy.
Yeah. So, which is unfortunate.
Uh,
But at the same time, it makes sense.
Yeah. and like walking around with those for like 10 hours or whatever. It's nothing I really recommend to do.
No, because yeah,
Yeah, the mental piece will fucking hurt after a while.
and it's that's understandable because it's logic.
Yeah. But to be honest, it's still like the best shoes I like have ever owned in my life.
Yeah.
They're comfortable for the most part. They are comfortable for the most part. My shoes I have freaking right now, it's basically just garbage.
In comparison to the steel toe.
Yep. They're garbage. You know, like what do you guys call it? What you have like under the shoe that you're walking with. What do you call that?
Oh, gosh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name. I can't think of the name right now. Not right off the top of my head.
Yeah. My shoes I'm buying for the moment. I only find like what you call like with like a freaking blank part, and after like 2 to 3 months, that blank part is like is basically freaking gone.
Mhm.
But with my steel toe shoes, I believe I had mine for 5 years, until it like broke. Is that a vampire? That's a vampire, nice. And I got the fangs, that's perfect.
Nice.
I'm playing these stupid games that Rax gave me for a while ago. Nessence. I freaking love it. For the most part.
Dude, I feel that way with what is it? Sonic Robo Blast 2. For the most part, I love that game. Whoops. For the most part, I love that game. But there are some levels that just kind of irritate me.
There's like no levels in this. This is like basically Minecraft but in 2D.
Interesting.
But you know, after like a while, same with Minecraft, you play too much, and it starts to get boring. But then you come back after a while and keep playing it again, and then it's fun again, you know.
Unfortunately, I haven't had that feeling in a while. I haven't really felt the reason to go back and do Minecraft again.
Understandable.
I think when it came to us and playing Minecraft and all that, I think we got burnt after the first server that we ever made, and the second one we still did good, but like I think we were still burnt on like exploring, doing everything, and just because I remember that was the first one we did. We achieved by beating the Ender Dragon, and then there was still other things that we needed to do, like making buildings, projects, and all that. And I think we kind of got burnt with that.
Probably.
Yeah. But Minecraft now they have a new content and shit like that now. There's dungeons now. There's like other bosses and stuff like that. There's a lot to do now.
I know. Yeah, I know. That was our second one, but I guess we just need the energy to go back again, to be honest.
Yep. Power World. That's the other one that I was thinking of, because I was like, you were talking about a game that had gotten more content. I couldn't remember what the name of it was. I'm like, oh yeah, it was Power World. That's right. I'll need to go and probably check out Power World, see how much has changed, what has, what hasn't.
It would be interesting.
Man, it's a shame that shiny hunting takes so dang long in this game.
Yep. Like I said, I feel like the only reason is just because, like, if everybody can shiny hunt that, then it would be easy to just sell and all that. It'd still be rare, but I don't know. But that's just my guess. I mean, it separates the people who actually did earn it and, you know, can show it off, and the people who just probably would get it just for the mindset of selling it.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just, man, 30,000 is such a big number.
Depends how rich you are.
Well, like an RNG value of 30,000 is a lot.
Yeah, but you know, it still depends how rich you are in real life.
What? Why would that change anything?
You know, 30,000. For some people, it's like nothing, and for some people, it's like a whole life saving.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
You know,
like an RNG value of 30,000. A 30,000 to 1 is it's large for a game like
okay then.
Pokemon.
Okay, then I give you this one. Okay.
Also, I don't know how much lower it will be if it goes down to 20%.
I'll be right back.
It's like 10% from the member thing that I'm getting for myself, and then 10% for with the charms.
Yeah. Let me think here. 10% of... Was it just 20% as a whole? Or is it
in whole.
10%? Well, is it like, or does it like, is it like a 10% and then another 10%? So is it like, is it like taking 30,000 and then dividing by 10, which would take it down to 27,000, and then doing another 10% of 27,000? Or is it just like as a whole? Does that even make a difference? I don't know.
No, I think not, but it's like 10% is for the member, and then 10% was with the shiny charm. So both of them combined, because they can stack, is 20. Unless there's like another thing that I don't know that might increase it to 30%, which I don't know.
Probably if everyone had, like, everyone in the party probably had, like, shiny charms, if I had to guess.
I guess.
Maybe?
I don't know.
I'll probably check. There's probably something like that, right?
It would go to like what, 28,000 Alex or something.
Okay, never mind. So apparently, no, you can't increase it with that. It's a max value of 20%. So someone said even if you group with 4 people in a link, all using charms, the max boost from a charm you can get is 10% or 20% using donator and charm. But value, if you do have 20%, I think the value goes down to like 1 in 24,300.
That's pretty better than 6,000. Well, almost 6,000 is.
Yeah.
5,700 is.
5,700. Which unfortunately is not a 6,000 decrease, but it almost is a 6,000 decrease, which is roughly 6,000 more encounters that you would avoid. And then you stack that with a value of 3. That would take it down to what? My brain's not working right now.
It's all good.
We're just gonna do a little calculation. Okay. So 24,300, and if you do a horde battle of 3, for example, since I'm doing Ghastly, I'm getting 3 at a time. That would bring it down to 8,100. If you do it against a group of 5, it brings it down to 4,860.
And there's no other way. Even with Kanto,
there's no other way.
Yeah, because Kanto just limits it to. Actually, no, you're playing Kanto.
Yeah. So, like, the worst part is, even with every single one of those, Shiny Charm, Donator status, and a 5 horde battle, it is still not as low as your default shiny value. It's still higher than the default shiny value. Which is really crazy.
Oh no, yeah, it is. But it's not as crazy as Manaphy's shiny.
Nothing will be.
Restart the game. Find to do another key door. Hatch the egg. Doesn't hatch. All right, switch to the other game. Do it. And by the way, it's up to 20 to 30 minutes.
Yep.
Per time of like you trying to restart the game and go to the PC or have access to the trading or whatever. And it's just rough mode. You're just doing that every single time.
And then every single time you have to go and you have to hatch the egg to make sure that it's a shiny, and then if it's not, you have to go back and redo everything, and then you have to,
I think someone said it's like a 2,500 steps. I don't know how long that will take, but
that's a while. That's a while.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you have that stacked on top, and we don't hatch it, redo it again. Keep going, just till eventually you get it. I don't know how bad the Ox's shiny hunt is, because I know they said, because I saw a video talking about these Pokemon shinies are endangered.
Just like the
like Manaphy makes sense. Yeah.
All right, we got roughly 15 more minutes on the stream. Because I at least want to make this 3 hours. I think 3 hours is a good number.
Yeah, next time I'm gonna think of more stuff and all that. Because like I said, I'm gonna hold on to the slow burn one, and some other stuff. Because I mean, we got some good conversations when it comes to like
Yeah.
when it comes to like certain Pokemon and all that. Like, there's a lot to be honest, design wise, ability wise, like how underused or not really picked as much. Just like other stuff. Like, I mean, if I really want to, it's like nobody really uses Pidgeotto as much, and it's kind of like sad to be honest. It got a Mega Evolution, but never really done anything special.
What? Someone said this game is weird. It's 1900 and it's still day. That's 1900 is 7 p.m. Is it like, and this game is like right now, at least the Kanto that I'm in, it looks like it's summer. So is it that weird that it's 7 p.m. and it's still sunny out?
Your guess is good as normal. It's just funny that I started out in winter, and then now it's like it went through all the seasons.
Well, it's rather unfortunate that it's rather unfortunate that on stream I probably will, at least right now, I won't be able to catch a shiny like on camera, but
Next time when you do catch it and all that, it's like the Minecraft like off streamers where it's just like, guys, look, we got 100 diamonds off stream. Sorry, like I wasn't able to show it, but like it's gonna be the same.
it's legit. And then like you see like the caves that they go into and it looks like they haven't been touched, and it's just like, yeah.
It's like the shiny. It's like the shiny like Ghastly too. It's like oh guys, look, I caught this shiny Ghastly, and then you can just see briefly the OT trainer like it belongs to someone else.
Yeah,
like, guys,
they just no, you know what? They just blur out the OT trainer or the OT name. They blur out the OT name.
Yeah, and then it's just like they try to replace it with yours. It's just like
Terribly done.
Yeah, it's like trying to follow, but it's just getting clipped on or slowly get clipped onto it.
I totally caught this one, guys. I know I had like 10 million cash, and now I have like 50,000, but trust me, it was all to get like Pokeballs so that I could catch this Ghastly.
It's insane that how many people are like participating in the Shiny Wars, which, hey, props to them. I don't know what the prizes and rewards you get, because you said there was like, what, you get a customization that's you cannot trade or give it away or something like that, and some other stuff. I mean, I do agree with one guy that just talked about in the chat. Nature should comply with IVs, preferably. It's like, yeah, that's true. I mean, it'd be nice if you got a nature, it gave you some of the IVs or one IV for that nature and all that. Like if it's just like boosting attack, give a attack nature or attack IV.
That's fair. God, I can't believe that I got that Scyther that had, what was it? Like negative attack for special attack. And then like
I don't know which channel are you in.
I'm in channel 1 right now.
You were saying, by the way.
I was just saying like it was crazy how like flip-flopped that I needed that Scyther to be, because the Scyther had it lost attack for special attack, and like the IVs were like so bad because it was like 0 attack and like 30 special attack, and it's like, God, what is this? This just needs to be the exact opposite. Oh, dude, that would hurt. That would really hurt.
Oh no, yeah. Also, I like how one person in the chat was talking about that they were going to take a shower and they said to use the Voltorium.
Dang. I mean, a Vaporeon's body is made entirely of liquid, if I remember properly. It's able to, like melt, melt its body.
Hmm?
I don't remember what it's. I don't remember how the Vaporeon works. I don't get how most Pokemon work. Because, I mean, there are Pokemon out there that genuinely shouldn't exist because, physically speaking, it doesn't work. For example, what is it? There's like a Pokemon out there that like heats up to like 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. You realize how screwed you would be if like if you had like a Pokemon that's natural body heat was like 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You realize how screwed you would be?
Oh no, yeah, that Pokemon that gets hit by that, it's gonna melt.
Yeah, that Pokemon's gonna melt. Hold on. Hold on. Now I'm kind of curious. Okay, that's not. Okay, that's no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The I can't remember the name of that stupid Pokemon. Oh, the snail one, the fire snail.
Hmm?
Let me see if I can find it. Here.
Spooky.
The Magcargo? That's how it's pronounced? Its body temperature is roughly 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Flames spout from gaps in its hardened shell. You throw that Pokemon out, you're melting. Like, it wasn't even 1,000. It was 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And I saw this on Reddit. There's a picture that's captioned, if you think Ash makes no sense, this girl is hugging pure magma as this child is hugging a Pokemon that is 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not how that works. There's no explanation for how humanity lives in a world of Pokemon.
Oh no, yeah, of course.
I mean,
It's pretty rough, man.
Ash is lifting like 1,000, like a 1,000-pound Pokemon or something like that. You have this child that's hugging an 18,000 degree Fahrenheit magma snail. There's just no way. Like, humanity in the Pokemon world is a different species. It's gotta be.
They're clearly built different, man.
They have, like, physically, they are physically built different. There's no way. Because, I mean, like, another instance is, like, Ash, like, chucking entire logs. Like, I've heard about, like, Ash, like, chucking entire logs. Well, the Pokemon makes no sense. I say that, but Bakugan also exists. I mean, realistically, there are probably children who have died in Bakugan. Like, sure, Pokemon has, like, its cute sides, you know?
Yeah, like, weirdly enough, they had to get the pre-evolutions of some Pokemon, which was, you know, interesting and weird. One Pokemon specifically that I want to talk about, but I don't know how much time you still got.
I got about, like, I don't know, 4 minutes.
Let me say this. Okay, before we forget. That one Pokemon where, like, when it comes to Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, I don't know if you heard about it,
Tyrogue.
something like that. Tyrogue. If you don't know, Hitmontop, in order for you to evolve it, you need to have equal amount of attack and defense. Now, this is the problem. When nature's involved, you have to count that too. So it's like you can't train it without fucking up the attack and defense, and it's just fucking, like, it really is, like, you can't, like, you have to actually, like, physically might have to, like, get a Hitmontop by someone else, because it's just so hard to do it. Or it's not as hard, but it's complicated for some people that don't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah, Tyrogue to Hitmontop. I mean, it makes sense. Like, because, you know, the entire thing about Hitmontop is the fact that, you know, it's balanced on its head, so I guess that makes sense.
But the way how you evolve it is just
It's difficult.
complicated. Yeah. What would be nice is, I'm just gonna be honest, just give it an item to evolve.
True.
Like most Pokemon have that. It's just, it wouldn't be any different. Just toss it. And the burden's almost at 100. You can finally, so, and I'm also, like, training my Espeon and the EXP share, so it went from, like, level 50, somewhere around the 50s, and now it's like level 86. So it's like, hey, it's gonna be maxed out soon.
Yeah. Getting there.
And
really
it's probably like,
getting
yep. And compared to the rest of my little competitive Pokemon, like, it's the only alpha one that I have, and so it's like you have all these other ones, and it's just like this big ass Espeon.
No, that's dang. I don't think anyone's gonna read that.
What?
There's someone in channel 1 that's like, hey, that, like they put twitch.tv/ this person. They're like, hey guys, I'm live right now.
You know, funny enough, there.
What shiny hunting Dratini, please come in and say hi. I'm just like, I don't think anyone's really gonna do that.
And if you haven't noticed, in one of the rules, it says don't spam or advertise. You can advertise your team. Yeah, but I think you can't advertise like links or Twitch or YouTube or anything else because it's like, imagine flooding the whole entire chat with just sponsoring yourself.
All right. Well, we've hit the 3-hour mark. So, thank you guys so much for coming out to watch this stream. You have a fantastical day or night, whichever one it is for you guys. It's unfortunate we didn't find a shiny Ghastly, but oh well, so be it. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream that I do.